All right, welcome back to Just Another Weird Day. And we are on episode number 5.
5.
Wow, you know that.
We're a little late on this one.
Yeah, we are a little late, but we're making it happen. So,
We wanted to have a podcast with our friends, but it was just too crazy. Someday, Dunlaps. Someday.
yep, indeed.
So,
Got an object.
you have one with
I
you?
have one
Are you
with me.
holding it?
Nope.
You hiding it behind you? Does that count as
Oh,
two
that's 2
questions?
questions.
Okay,
So,
great.
I'm not holding it and it's not behind me.
Okay. Um, is it under your chair?
It is not.
Are you wearing it?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it in front of you?
It is.
Is it that weird thing I'm looking at?
No, it's not.
There's like a weird tool in front of him.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
even
it's
know.
some picture hanger thing. It's not that.
Um, okay. Uh,
One more.
is it small?
Mm,
Can it fit in the palm of your hand?
In my hand, yes.
But not mine. Okay.
It'll rest there just fine,
Okay.
but
Can you um is it a tool?
it is not a tool.
Okay.
I guess I would not consider it a tool, but you might consider it a tool.
Mm.
Let's say that.
Okay. Um, can you eat it?
No,
Okay. Is it a decoration
it is
piece? Is
not. There
that
you
it?
go.
Okay.
There's your 10.
Thank you.
Got it over with.
Nice.
We hit it under here by a little
Love it
space
that they
here.
hit it.
It's a book.
Oh,
The Titus 10.
interesting. Ooh, this will bring a dialogue.
So,
Okay.
this book, The Titus 10, my brother-in-law, Robert, introduced me to this book. And we had a little guys group, about 4 or 5 of us,
Family members.
to read through this book and meet on a call once a week to talk about each chapter and go over that. And this was, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago that we did this. And so,
Maybe a year ago, actually.
was it a year ago?
Yeah,
Yeah, it might have been
I think so.
almost a year ago. And so we wanted to just encourage each other. And this book kind of goes through being a godly man, being a godly husband, uh, just what your priorities are in life. And so,
A big takeaway, though, that was kind of
yeah,
a questionable. Do we really agree with this book? Is like, is the church more important than your family?
yeah. So this book, the way it lines it up
Mm.
is God, church, family. I don't agree with that. And this book is
That's what
very
he's talking
adamantly,
about.
it's definitely worth talking about, but it very adamantly argues for that position to where if your church is in need and your family is in need, you need to choose your church first. And I don't agree with that. But we had some good conversations about it, and I think generally our group of guys kind of agreed with that or disagreed with the book. It doesn't mean this is a bad book. There's actually a lot of encouraging words to go through it, to encourage you to stand out and step up to be a man, and that was good. And actually, I think I more enjoyed, maybe even more than the book, but just meeting with them once a week, because it was 2 brother-in-laws and, wow, I guess
Your
3
father,
father-in-law, and so 2 brother-in-laws married in, and then the other one,
brother-in-law, my brother.
yeah, her brother. So anyway, it was good to meet up with them once a week and just talk about theology and the book and all the conversations that it brought, and just made for a good conversation, and it was cool. So
I like it.
yeah,
It's great.
and I really been talking about for too long to do another one on a different book,
A
but
controversial one.
yeah,
You got to have something interesting to talk about.
yeah. So there's a Mark Driscoll book that he wrote recently that I would like to go through. It's about manhood, and I have not started that,
Very
but I would
interesting
like to.
topic points, even if you don't agree with everything.
Yeah. So I like that too. Even if we're not agreeing with the topic or
That
not
leaves
necessarily
lots of
topic, but
room
yeah,
for
at least lots
conversation
of
when you're like,
conversation.
okay, but this is why I don't agree, or this is
Yeah.
why I do.
So there you go.
Love it. That's
There's my object.
very cool. Okay. All
Like it?
right.
Like it? Spicing up the objects, getting a little better.
Yeah. I mean, you've changed it up each time. So,
Trying. Gotta keep you guessing.
yeah, I think it's kind of fun. Hopefully, you guys think it's fun too.
Yeah.
So, we were going to talk about Batman,
Well, before that, I
but
have
we
a
also have
story.
stories for just another weird
Well,
day.
I'm gonna start with the first story because it's so
Yeah.
weird.
Okay. Yeah, we've had some really,
This
you
is
never
so
know,
funny.
day to day.
Never know. So
Coming home from
I'm
work.
doing handyman stuff
Oh,
now,
yeah. Right.
and I get some funny phone calls sometimes of, "Can you do this?" And this was one of those funny phone calls. This lady calls and says, "Hi, we're a property management company. Do you guys do occupancy checks?" And I said, "Yeah, we do." "So what is that?" I had no idea what that meant. And what she meant by that was, we have a property that's like foreclosed on. We need for you to go make sure that nobody is living there anymore. And if they
Okay.
aren't, to go change the locks and take pictures of the place. Like, okay, not a problem. It's a half a mile away from my house. I can stop by there on the way home, kind of ideal.
Yeah, that was
And
nice.
so,
It was around the corner, so that's cool.
yeah. So that was just a funny, like you get some funny phone calls sometimes, and that was one of them. So I did a occupancy check, and now I know what that is. Which led to us going through.
Getting a whole day full of work because he was approved for 40 yards of junk removal.
Mhm,
Rented a U-Haul that we just loaded up 3 times. Thankfully, the junkyard is like 5 minutes away.
yep.
And then also a recycling load.
Mm.
And we found treasures in the attic.
Lots of treasures. Our daughter found lots of treasures. She spent an hour in the attic, I think, or more.
And it was like 5 degrees that day.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That
that
was
was
that was
very
also
cold.
that yeah.
But she
And
found Barbies,
yeah,
lots of them, still in their packages. Some of them still dusty, so it wasn't like a sealed package, but it was still in the package. And
I mean, they had been sealed and they were in a
yeah,
bag, but
yeah,
there was a lot of other junk and there had been animals in the house, I think.
yeah,
Little creatures. Eh. Anyway, 5 years this house was empty,
yeah,
and we're finding pictures of the people. I'm just, like, praying for these people, like, where are they? I don't know.
yeah.
There's a sign that said, "You are the best mom," just hanging on the wall in this abandoned house for 5 years. I'm like,
Yeah.
"This is so eerie." And they even had a Jack in the Box. They started, like, walking through the
Sit
house,
around with people.
messing with the kids, and they were, like, hauling trash out. It was a very interesting,
Yeah, and
weird day experience.
the occupancy check, when I went to go do that, I had to go into the house to like make sure nobody was in there. And I legitimately was a little afraid for
This
myself. And
guy's
I'm like,
never
I'm a
afraid.
6'3", 250-pound big guy. And I like propped the door open and like planning my exit route. If someone's occupying a squatter, or a
Yes.
druggie or a homeless person, I don't know what I'm gonna find in there because there's just
Well, and apparently there had
stuff
been a
in.
homeless
Yeah,
person in the
and it
basement,
was.
like, a week before that the neighbors had called on, so I'm glad that there was no one to attack my husband
Yeah, it was a little strange. So,
or our kids when I brought them in there after. Yes. Yeah.
well, we hauled three loads from you all,
Giant loads,
and
lots
that
of
did
old
not.
mattresses.
It made a dent, but there's still way
Still,
more than three
there's
loads
even
left.
work to do around the corner.
Yeah. So anyway,
And
that was a
that's
funny
just a
one.
whole nother story, but
I
yeah.
know, right? We can get into that,
If
but
it
that's
works out, then we'll talk about it, but
yeah,
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 so crazy.
yeah.
But very grateful that God's providing the most random ways that he does. And I mean, I feel like my dream has been to rebuild Martinsburg since my sister moved here and I I like signed up for city updates, I don't know, 2 years ago when we visited, and I think that was part of even why we came. There's just been like this repetitive I've been kind of praying for the city and that my sister can tell people about Jesus and share the gospel and the Bible. And there's a lot of people who I feel like don't have a lot of hope here.
Mm,
I don't know. That's just like a feel that I've had. It's just a little bit slower and
definitely slow.
like feels like less opportunities, but if you have God, that's just not true. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's interesting that he's brought us here and slowed us down because it is slower opportunities. Well, not really. I mean, we've done a ton in such a short amount of time, but yeah. All right, well, let's get on to your fun topic from last week.
Oh, yeah, Batman. So this is the Batman, the newer
Right.
one. Um, that's funny. I'm not sure if I would call this one my favorite one. I still think Dark Knight, the second in the Nolan series, would still qualify as
Okay.
my favorite. But this one,
He is talking about the Robert
yes,
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, which I think so. This one, I think we briefly talked about how Vengeance, the very beginning of the movie, he starts off as he's Vengeance, he's in the shadows, he's the darkness to defeat all the bad guys and eliminate the scum. But by the end of the movie, it kind of morphed into, oh, maybe it's not vengeance is what Gotham needs. It's actually hope.
Mm.
And
Oh
so,
man, that goes into my
yeah,
Martinsburg thing. I didn't even plan that.
oh yeah, that's true.
Gotham and
Uh,
Martinsburg both need hope.
there you go. Need the city. City needs hope. We don't need vengeance. We need hope.
Yes.
Get me flare out and walk down a flooded street or something. So I just like the idea of it. And now, so some things about this movie that stood out to me were he removes his cowl in this one, where you see the black eyeliner, and in all of the Batmans for makeup they have to do the
Until this
black
movie.
eyeliner for
Yeah.
the cowl, so it
They've
looks.
never showed.
Otherwise, you would see the white of their eyes around their eyeballs, and so they show that this time. And so, as much as all the Nolan series felt very real or plausible. This one kind of showed the humanity even more with Robert Pattinson and showing a younger Batman who's almost like coming of age, if you will, where he's like,
It seems like he realizes how much family means to him, even
yeah,
though he's lost family. It's like, well, why am I blanking on his name? The butler.
um,
His
no, now you asked a question. I don't remember either. Yes,
gosh, this is like a key character.
Alfred.
Alfred. Thank you. Alfred. He's like Alfred's in the hospital and he's like,
Hmm.
"Oh." Yeah, that is very coming of age feeling like I'm an adult. I could lose people,
Yeah,
but I don't want to.
right.
Facing the reality of the risks of our life, you
Sure.
know.
Yeah,
It's very psychological, that movie.
it is very psychological.
I think that's why
Um,
I get engaged personally, because I'm like, I don't like violence or darkness, but I do like hope and endurance.
yeah, endurance. That's he has a lot of
I think that's
enduring.
why you like Batman too, because he loves problem solving.
Yes, and he holds true to the justice. Like Batman is all about justice, right?
Also,
Vengeance,
I am a
justice go
justice girl
together.
for sure,
But
but
also,
also
yeah, mercy. I mean, and grace and hope. And I think
they all go hand
I
in
finds
hand.
that, and not necessarily mercy. I think he finds hope in in finding out what that's what people
But
need.
I think he does find mercy because he even teaches Catwoman, like, don't just eliminate this guy off the edge because you're mad. Like, let's figure out what's going on. Let's get to the bottom of this and help heal Gotham. And she's just like, she's even more
Yeah.
vengeance than him, you know? So I think he does learn mercy
Hmm.
through it as well.
That's a good point.
And
Yeah.
for all you movie buffs out there, for those of you who've never watched Batman with Robert Pattinson, well,
Yeah.
you're not going to understand this box.
And okay, so and a funny thing about that one, they have the Batmobile on this one, which is like I don't even know what the heck you call that thing. It's like a classic car because it has a V8 engine. The big engine's not like they
Oh, you're
take.
getting behind the scenes stuff
Oh, I
now.
just
Okay.
like how in the one scene where he's about to chase Penguin, he gets in his car and starts it up. You see this big thing. It's like building up to him taking off, and then the car dies. It's like, and it's funny.
Well,
I've actually,
from like real life.
yeah, exactly. I actually, my first car was a 66 Mustang with a
Mhm,
V8 engine in it.
mhm.
And funny thing is about those old muscle cars is if you gun it like that and your car is not warmed up, it literally does that. Like I've literally done that before in that car. And so anyway, it was just a funny relation to what happened in the movie.
He can
But
just relate to Batman. Oh, speaking of,
yes, that's right. We're going to share that one. So,
he For some reason on my phone, sometimes you know how Google Photos, if you have Google Photos, it'll be like, "Is this the same person?" And they'll do pictures side by side for, like, a profile. Well, Jeremy, like, 5 times in a row.
I didn't realize it was that much.
No, it was a ton. I have photos of it. They're like, "Are Batman and Jeremy the same person?" He was so happy.
They're pretty great.
Yeah, that was I
That's
couldn't
good
find
news.
it to actually show it. Maybe I can. Let me see if I can.
No, man,
But,
that's great.
it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. And then just another tidbit of that movie when they were looking why they chose Robert Pattinson for this one. I can't remember the director's name for him, but he was looking for a person that reminded him of Kurt Cobain, which they used Nirvana's music
Gosh, you are
a lot
nerding
throughout
out
that
right now.
movie.
I know,
And
but you're nerding
I
out.
know, but Robert Pattinson played a character in a previous movie that was very Kurt Cobain-esque.
And Nico is following in his
Oh,
footsteps.
there you go. Wearing a
Okay, this
Batman
is not
shirt.
what I was gonna show you, but it's so cute.
That's right. So it's like this grunge Batman in the darkness who wants nothing to do with anybody, but he wants to rescue everybody at the same time. Anyway, it's just a funny
This is also not the
dichotomy.
one, but there is this really cool place around the corner. I don't know if it'd even come through.
What is it? Oh my God.
Batman, like a live uh
Yes.
what is that? It's not even a cardboard.
No,
It's like a
a
plastic cutout.
yeah,
That is cool. Anyway, it's taller than Jeremy, but it's a Batman. There's a picture of him with it
yeah.
um, from this pinball late night pinball machine hangout place.
McFlippers. Isn't it called McFlippers?
Tilty McFlippers.
Chelsea McFlippers. That's a full-size Batman.
There. Yeah,
If you want to go see it.
yeah. Pool tables, pinballs. You can go till midnight almost every night.
Yeah.
You've got Party City here. I feel like it's like hardly ever anyone's there.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we'll have a
mean, we're
birthday
hardly
party
there
there.
too. We've
Maybe
been
we'll
there
have a
once.
party there sometime. Maybe for your birthday. That'd be great. Okay,
Maybe.
anyway. Yeah, Batman, your birthday. What? Oh my.
There you go.
Okay. So, anyways,
Yeah, man.
did you finish your story with Kurt
Yes,
Cobain?
I finished my
I'm
story.
sorry. I feel like I interrupted you.
That's fine. No, I
I
really
I
almost
do
done.
this a lot. I get into picture land and absolve from reality. Yeah,
Yep. We're good. We're
it's
good.
good.
Yep.
It's
I
fun
think
to
that
remember.
was that. Yeah, we talked about Dunlaps,
Yeah.
on the
And
Orthodox
Greek
Church.
orthodoxy,
Hmm.
the Hiveleys and the Dunlaps are getting us
Yeah, you guys heard a little
curious
bit about
about.
that when
We
we
seem
went
to
to
talk
the
about church
Christmas
every
Eve
week, you know.
Christmas Eve episode
Yeah, Lord have
when we
mercy, Lord
talked
have
about
mercy.
yeah.
Greek Orthodox. I mean, that is the theme in my life since we've been in West Virginia is God is merciful. But our parents, my parents, have been going to an Anglican church in California this last year. And it's kind of a step towards, I don't know, Protestantism compared to Orthodoxy. So it's more of a balance between like what we've
Yeah.
grown up with and Anyway, so we're gonna check that out in Charlestown, just like 15 minutes south of here, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This Sunday, because we do want my parents to move here too. Although I think it'll be a long time if they do.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's nice that they're visiting. We have my parents visiting for a few weeks, and we've been going to your parents' house to watch Mr. Beast on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Mr. Beast?
Yeah, the new Amazon series. That's really, really fun. Entertaining.
Yeah,
Psychological games.
definitely psychological games. And I've teased that we are definitely into that because we had an escape room for 8 years. So we
Sure.
do like to see what people will do in unique settings.
That's a different way to use hope. All of them are hoping for $5 million. So that's like the prize of the game. And so
For
he's
Mr.
holding that
Beast,
over
too.
them,
Yeah.
and they will continue to play any game he throws at them in the hope that they will get $5 million, right? I
Mhm.
mean, it's just a different way to look at hope.
Yeah, we only just said you could win.
Yeah, it's true.
Will you be a winner? Can you get out within an hour?
Hmm.
But other people are like getting prizes. Interesting. All right. Well, should we pull out of the hat and
Oh, yeah.
then I'll close with my verse. Just have a short,
Mm.
20 minutes. We don't have any guests today, so we can
What
keep
was
it
that?
shorter today. Oh,
Nutrition, fads, diets, exercise.
gyms or at home workouts.
Yep.
I don't know. I kind of went off on that one.
Yeah. So what were we thinking when you wrote that?
Well, I know I want to start working out at the gym again. We
Yeah.
were so good in California.
We were.
I felt really good. And it was like date day. We just had time to talk every day. We'd work out,
Yeah.
start the day. I always just had more energy. I've been pretty good about no sugar except for this week. This week has not been good.
Yeah.
Uncle Randy
Yeah, I know,
brought a
right?
bunch of
Oh my
Trader
gosh.
Joe's chocolate home. Okay. There's a Trader Joe's an hour away from here. And I haven't had it since like California really. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why
we
I'm
need to
tired.
start working out, but my job is also very physical, so it's kind of not
Yeah, it
fair because
already
I still
is.
get to work out. I was on a
Yeah.
roof and up a ladder all day today,
Yeah.
but but
Putting the
I do
membrane
miss putting the membrane on the roof. Yes,
the
that's
membrane between Barbie Land and the real world. Oh, wait, sorry. What?
yes. The membrane is very different than her membrane and her relationship to membranes. Anyway, inside joke there.
You have to know the
So
Barbie movie. I think this is just a movie buff episode. Barbie and Batman.
there you go. I like it. Match made in heaven.
And then we'll talk about nutrition and health. Well, health
Yeah,
next week.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
That could really
That could
that could go on topic for a lot of things because I think there's
yes.
been a lot of arguments for health leaders in our country lately also.
Yeah,
Um there yeah, there's a lot there. So stay tuned for next week.
cool.
Um that makes me think of another verse, but I'll stick with the one that I had putting down. Putting down?
Put it down.
Putting down. I have a lot of Texas roots, okay? Um, 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, "We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ." And yeah, I definitely need that.
Take every thought captive.
Yeah.
That's a tall order.
Mhm. Yeah, God doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room. He's like, "Pray without ceasing. Be perfect or be holy as I am holy," or different translations, "Be perfect as I am perfect." Give
And
thanks in all circumstances. He's pretty, like, extreme.
I'll say so.
That's why we need mercy and grace because we can fall short, and, faith is the only medium to get us covered by Jesus. I don't know,
Yep,
that's my 2 cents.
absolutely.
So, blessings, friends, and, yeah, comment on your favorite movie.
All right. Thanks,
Till
guys.
next week.
Yep. See you next
Bye.
week.